If you can sit back.
We are on. We are on.
Perfect. G'day guys, welcome to Talking League and NRL Fantasy Analysis. Big show tonight. I'm your host TK. We've got two other hosts in the house. G'day Andy.
How we going, boys? Jesus, is exciting.
Oh mate, there's muscle just going on everywhere.
Look
Even
at
a little bit of
that.
Chad Townsend hair. We've got Jamie in the house. G'day Jamie.
G'day lads. We just got to do the.
Yeah, I thought
Matty John
I
special.
thought I was sort of getting alright, but he's put me to shame, this man.
I don't know.
Way better looking in real life too, ladies. Like so, yeah. You want to hit his DM up? Definitely. That's the. This isn't even about NRL fantasy tonight. It's all about just
Where's
love lives.
Hang on. Yes, he's got the right number.
And I'll hold you tight,
Sing aloud.
baby, all through the night. I'll make love to you. All right, so we got karaoke straight off the bat. But boys, how excited are we? We'll have a look at the changes in a couple of minutes. I think they've just been released as well. We'll make sure there's no changes. But Jamie, who you got in this game tonight? You know, Nathan Cleary out. $1.80 for the Manly, I reckon.
All in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Chips in. I put them in a multi actually, so
Oh, he's bunted as well.
just a quick one.
I think
Just
$1.
a quick one. Yeah.
You can't not first
I
game,
joined the
can you?
punters club to try and sort of curb my punting, but I feel like it's just going to increase.
Andy,
So-
can you have a look at the late changes while I get a couple of questions up for the teammate?
Okay, draw head to head. Team lists. It looks like there's no changes. So we've got.
All right, let's start some questions straight up while we wait for the actual teams. Cliffy Stone, sell me Katoa TK. Let's hear a narrative. Well, I did sell it pretty hard the other night, boys, when I was talking about the ball probably going SJ's way. What was your thoughts on that, Jamie?
On SJ. A lot of people are interested in him. Hey, not as sold. I think he's obviously a little bit cheaper than he probably can be, but the upside I'm not exactly sure with SJ. And then your best mate.
No,
is
Katoa.
Yeah,
Katoa,
as I
yeah.
get to your best mate Katoa.
He's not even in my team anymore.
I was about to ask you, is he in your team now?
Let me guess. Do you have Sammy Walker in your team?
I do.
Okay, good.
I
You talked to him up-
created the narrative.
Yeah.
That's your.
That is
Outback
my
Club's
big
punters.
narrative.
You talked to him up a lot. Katoa, I haven't been high on the whole preseason.
Yeah.
But he definitely has that opportunity. He came in when he was a rookie and killed it. So I just think the price point's a bit weird. Like there's him, you got Fermor, those type of guys. And I was even trying to look to get Sammy Walker in, for example. But just at that price point was a bit odd, I found. And they're priced at somewhere around that 37 to 40, and they have to get around that 45 for it to be worth it. And for a lot of them, they're not like that clear-cut keeper. So
Yeah.
So basically, when Cliffstone says sell me to Katoa, you don't even have him. So
Yeah,
that's
so-
that's your be all end all.
I'm going to sell you
He's not-
something else. His name's Jack Bird.
Yeah,
And I've upgraded him. I know he's my Sharkies man, and we saw him. We had a couple of beers with him down at the club. But
Mate, do you reckon we've got the whole buy?
I'm pretty sure that was just because we had beers with him, we picked him up. But I'm just feeling him. I think they're going to just leave him on the left edge. I think the whole middle thing's going to go because he played so well in the Charity Shield. There seems that him and Hunt's already got a really good combination stroke there.
yeah.
Moses Sully and then Ramsey outside him. Mate, Moses Sully might become fantasy relevant outside those two.
That's a big call. It's probably bigger than the Katoa.
Oh, it's huge.
I'd say.
I agree with that. It's just the price is a bit odd with so many cheapy guys in that position. So
Big time. Now let's go to a couple more, boys. Brad Ingram, he wants to know Turbo in as captain or too much cash. Eddie?
Yeah, I've sort of I've walked away from the turbo. I just decided to make my team a bit more balanced. So I got readings. I'm following the Parramatta narrative. So,
Yeah.
good call.
Turbo's out. So yeah, with him out, geez, your team just looks so much better. You can just spread so much cash. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I managed to get Haas, managed to get Marnie, managed to get Teddy. I got Pubs and I got Hines in. It's just too good.
Jamie, I watched your video today because you had your 3 team announcements. So I did that during lunch, and you're playing head to head, and I think you need Turbo if you're playing head to head. What's your thoughts? Yeah.
it's very interesting. I think we'll get him cheaper. That's as simple as I'm going to go with it.
Spot
Okay.
on.
You know what?
Like it doesn't matter. Like at the start, head to head isn't going to matter.
Yep.
Like the team's going to be okay enough to get through that. And if I can get him at 900k, 850, that'll be the goal. But
You're the same sort of narrative that he had one of the best end of seasons that any player could have.
whole
Like,
season.
Yeah,
Every
that's
game.
And like he can't do that at the start. Like he has to lose a bit of cash.
That's the thought.
You know the great thing is every single one of us analyzers, whatever the hell do we call us, as we're all gone against Turbo. So it's all in or it's literally all in.
Yeah, so it could be some bloke who's listening to one person
Yeah.
put Turbo in and he flogs us for the
What's
first
the
half of the
percentage
season.
ownership? Do you know?
It is high, but I think it's a lot of first team,
Yeah.
first years. But boys, got a few team changes in. Matt Eisenhuth is out, so Jermaine Salmon, he joins the bench. Chris Smith is their 18th man. Manly team news, 1 to 17, no changes. Morgan Boyle is their 18th man. Now, Jamie, have you got a question there from YouTube?
I've got a few. I just wanted to mention what Xavier, one of the boys, said.
Turbs is 30% by the way.
30.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, we're in trouble. We'll be coming to 25,000 by the end of the week.
Yeah, you don't win comps in March, that's right.
Xavier asked if I have another top.
No, he's just got multiple.
I know where the
He's just
Cowboys.
can't.
I know where the Cowboys.
Are you sponsored by them now?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
I really should be. Shouldn't I?
That's how we do. What's the next one, mate?
All right, let's have a question. I've got Daddy in there as well. That's good.
Ooh.
You got some interesting followers, mate. Is
Yeah,
this,
the live stream-
this your only fans account?
I got asked to do a flex the other day on the live, so
Did you say you got to pay me $5 in Twitch or something?
yeah, exactly. The Patreon.
Don't do that shit for free. Don't do that shit for free.
Actually, this is a good one. G'day, boys. Brown or Moses from Fergus? That's his first question.
On Moses.
That's huge, hey?
Moses purely for kicking, I'd say. That's a pretty good question. I just feel like it's still Moses' team. You know,
Yeah.
he's on that right side with Penasini. And Matto playing lock, who's going to have what? I know, won't be really short. I mean, Isaiah Papali on the right as well, because Sean plays on the left.
Yeah, I'm going to write a narrative. I reckon you need Moses rounds 1 to 10, and then you need Dylan Brown for the rest of the season. I reckon Dylan Brown will be the Jerome Hughes of 2022. Sorry.
I like the narrative.
Well, he sort
But
of
I've,
has to.
but I've
doesn't
got
he?
him from round 1, so
Oh, you've gone the Brown.
I went Brown,
All
yeah.
the Brown train.
Didn't come into my team until probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I just think that with the halves, especially let's go with Moses, the change for him in kick meters is he's got a lot of kick meters and a lot of tackle breaks. He did both. Yes, he's been priced down a bit, but I don't think he's been priced down enough for one. He's probably a little bit more inconsistent. He's someone that, you know, if he gets a couple of 40s to start the year, do you keep him?
Yep.
Like, yeah, it becomes down to that mental fortitude. Can you do it? With Brownie, I'd see the random 40 game, but he makes 30, 35 tackles a game, and he literally had no attacking stats last year.
Yep.
That's what I saw, more the attacking upside in a team with a soft draw to start. So
He does have
That's
to,
the theory
it's
for
his,
me,
it's
but
his contract.
my
like,
narrative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a lovely
really like that narrative, mate.
Yeah.
You can add to it because like he just re-signed to 2024.
Yeah.
Like he's been with the team for 3 years. He has to step up into it. He can. And everyone knows he can defend, but if you're a halfback, you need to put on some try assists.
Given his age of 22, I think Jamie's right. We haven't seen the best attacking stats of him yet. And I think his game against Penrith, he just fundamentally just looks so sound. And he just set up a couple of tries. I think we'll see a lot more try assists from him. So I like that actual pick, mate.
How good's his Paratalk, guys? Everyone just.
Oh, look at Nate Shurers. He wants to know, Jamie, do you have a license for those guns? Wow.
Haven't had that one yet, but thank you.
I like it. Did you do arms before you come? You're not even this big.
He's got
You're
a-
still. I saw you you had a dumbbell.
I got a
over
dumbbell
there.
in the car.
I've
He's
seen you.
I put weights on trap bars and deadlifts for people and put them away. Does that count?
yeah, that helps.
Big time.
Jamie
Jamie,
looking low key wham.
Wham.
wow. You're getting a lot of compliments tonight now, mate.
I
Taryn
love you all.
Harvey, he wants to know, and this is something I looked at this morning, but simply I didn't realise he was actually starting tonight. But is he a chance? You know, is he too much of a chance?
I think it's too much of a risk, but he's cheap enough to not be too much of a risk, but he's got so many games starting at prop for 18 minutes, 17 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, that's starting.
It's so scary. So, and that's starting, yeah.
So that's a no.
No from me.
All right, our boy Brennan Victory. Mate, a lot of people like your guns right now. Like,
You might just got about a couple of followers just from your
yeah, you're a fan favourite. But Daniel Cook wants to know, is Josh King worth picking up? And you originally had Josh King.
I did, but I sort of had to shuffle around, and I just feel like he might have one game in, but once Brandon Smith's back, he's going back to the bench. So I've got starters instead of just maybes.
Yeah.
You know, certain actual minute makers, because even though he might sort of play well towards the end of the season, when you got all these big boys coming back, I feel like he's not going to make enough money for me.
That's fair. You want to do one for your...
Yeah, I got a quick one actually. Something I forgot to mention in my video today. In my real overall team, I left out Tago. In the end, I've had him the whole preseason, and then just today I decided to just at the price, I decided to leave him out. I think he's someone with Cleary out. I think it's going to hurt his scores just at the start of the season.
I think the whole Penrith thing. I think we can
Yeah.
wait till Cleary settles into the season, maybe around 5 and 6 to pick some up.
I-
We'll need
yeah.
some for round
And,
13.
he's cheap enough that you can pick him up at any time.
Yeah. And I think
the
Rivers-
duel was great,
Yeah.
but we don't need it really.
I
Like,
think
there's so many
You'd have
centers,
to
so
put your
many
centre
edges.
into the edge. And it's like when you got a centre in your edge spot,
There's so many
you need to
options.
score
So
40 more.
that's the theory as to why I left Tago out. Just that I could get someone. What did I get? I think I went for Penasini instead actually to start at 16k more. I just think he's more chance of scoring well at the start,
Yeah.
and then we can bring in Tago a bit later. So that was the theory with that one.
Yeah, I think Critter's going to be in the same scenario.
Yeah,
And
he's just played a lot.
the
more,
reason
and he's
why
more
I got-
consistent, yeah.
I got a question today just from a punter, and he goes, "I've got to pick up Critter because he's going to be goal kicking." And I'm like, "What's he going to be kicking?" Like Penrith didn't score a lot of tries in the end of the season. When Cleary was out, it was even worse. And they had Matt Burton playing in the halves when Cleary was out.
That's fair.
So I'm going, well, I think it's an opportunity maybe to get Critter maybe as soon as maybe round 6, round 7. I think you're going to need, there's still going to be value for these guys, I feel.
Have
You
you,
wait and
have you
see.
got Crichton at the moment?
No,
I have,
Both.
but
no, I rubbed them both, and they were both like yourself. I was both originally on them both, so
Okay.
yeah,
They won't. I don't think they'll go down in value, but
no.
they'll hold value. And I think,
but they only need a trial too
yeah,
themselves, and they gain 50, 100k in the first 6 weeks, right?
He could be the one to step up, you know, like he is that kind of X factor player. When someone's down, he might step up. So look, there's a bit of narrative there for
because you
Crichton.
have him in the team.
Only because I have him. And I'm probably going to get about 10 minutes after his pod to try and get him out. So he's in there, that's it, it's done.
Jamie, you want to do another one from your crew,
Oh,
mate?
what have we got? All right. So it's actually a lot easier usually with the three of us. I'm still running out of. Usually, what I do this
Well,
over an hour.
Don't worry, I've got Josh
I think I
Wilkinson that said he's going Aaron Woods. Joshy, delete that, mate.
Jeez, Aaron Woods.
The amount of questions I had of what was it? Scott Minto. And
He's the goat.
I'm picking Saab, for example. So one of the boys asked, shirts off, boys. Anthony, thank you.
Jeez,
Oh, wow, thank you.
Actually,
Not-
let's
not
talk
paid
about
enough.
let's talk about Burton. I've got a few people asking about him. One of them just said they got scared by Burton, have changed to Moses, for example. I actually want him in my side.
Burton.
I do, but I just find
It's-
the extra 50, 60k over Aiken or Bird is
Yeah.
tough.
Who have you got, Aiken or Bird?
I have both.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had both.
Slashing the
I think there'll be a time and a place for Burton. I think we can let the season just their combinations scare me
Let
a
them-
little bit.
I can see him going well the first 2 games, so
Just-
Broncos
just
and
maybe.
Broncos and Cowboys.
Potentially, Cowboys up there probably scares me a little bit against your mob, but
They were great in the trials.
mate,
My best mate asked me if I've got the grand final tickets yet.
the thing about the
I
Cowboys,
think they're already sold out. Corby, TK, and I. Jeez.
what impressed me
Cash-
about the Cowboys, Jamie, is the fact that they played the exact same style for the entire period that Chad was on the field.
It's because you love Chad.
Oh, I love him. Great mates.
Actually, you can see a bit of the hair.
Mate, he looks a little bit like Chad. They could be brothers. But I really like the fact that they just play their roles. Like, I liked it, and I think him and Chad are going to steer the team around quite well. If Lalo can get anywhere near his best, I think they're going to go a lot better than people think. Hammer,
Yeah.
he's got speed, man.
There's,
So,
I think, so I like the experience and the older head with Townsend with the younger guys.
yeah.
That's important. I would like Drinkwater in there somewhere, but
Yeah,
I'd
where
be
do you
around
put him?
my-
As centre maybe or 14?
I think he played 14, but
Yeah.
I think the Cotter at 14 is a bit of an issue.
I love it.
You just need, if you tell him to play 80, and then you just piss Cotter off, and then you're laughing.
Our mate Caesar Salvador.
Chad Pod.
Chad Pod. Mate, you're kidding yourself. Hope you're feeling well,
we
mate,
got,
brother.
We got Chad Pod and Dad Pod.
All right, boys. Matty Burton, like I said, I'm going to pick him up probably later. Just going to let that draw just unwind a little bit and then pick him up probably towards that round 13 by probably around 8 or 9 if I can get him.
Look, also his price pretty high. You know, he's like I don't think he'll go down that much in value because the Dogs aren't scoring that much points.
Yeah.
Do you see him
Especially at the start of the
averaging
season.
50 to start, maybe?
Burton.
Yeah, do you think of just holding price?
You know what?
I'd say
He
maybe.
just does so much, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, he had to do it.
Even if
he's
they-
the only one scored a try in the trial as well.
maybe think about this. Avarillo last year carried for a little bit, averaged like 75, didn't he?
Yeah.
70, 75,
At
something.
times, yeah.
I didn't have him in my team, it was great.
I'm cool with not having him. Boys, this
Yeah.
is a really important question, especially into lockout. Captaincy. Now, Marcus El Lobo, who is Wolfie, he wants to know he needs to put the captain on Moses, Teddy, Nico, or Pappy. So I think we've all got him, except for you, Jamie. You've got Dylan Brown.
No
But
Moses.
Who are you putting the C on this week, Jamie?
Just bang pass. Has to be.
It's just set and forget, right?
If it's out of those four, though, what would you pick? I'd probably go Pappy or Teddy.
I'd go Teddy. I think they're going to rack up the score.
Teddy's the
Nice.
one. Yeah. It depends how you want to play it. If you either want to be close to in the top 100 the first week, you can go a little bit risky. The guy's going to get 35 or 100. Haas is probably going to get you somewhere between 55 and 70.
It's consistent, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah, big time. Jamie, you want to pull one from your
Did you
team?
say you had Martin in your team or no?
Yeah, I'd end up picking him.
Yes.
Yeah, boys. While we get a question now, why don't we go through the thought process around Reed Money?
I just think he's a keeper for me for the season. You know, like instead of trying to play with that, do I risk Grant not playing one game, and then do I risk Cook having to come back into form? Like he hasn't played to what he has been in the past, so why am I assuming automatically without Reynolds he's going to be better?
Yeah.
Whereas Marnie, it's that narrative. Like the power of starters, they start well. I don't see Jacob Arthur stealing minutes for him, so I think Marnie's going to kill it at the start of the season.
All of a sudden, Jacob Arthur plays 20 minutes at
Oh, if he does, I'll cut him down.
Hey,
He doesn't need to be in first grade.
Marnie couldn't score less than the 37 from Cook in round 1 last year. I still haven't
Big time.
I still haven't recovered.
Is that the main reason why he's there?
Yeah, I can't do it again. I can't watch him this first round and he'll get 37 again.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's watching the.
But Reed's actually super consistent too, and he
Yeah.
does everything. He actually kicks from dummy half as well,
Yeah, I
which
feel
Cook doesn't do anymore. He had a season or two there, he did.
And I feel like he said he's come out and he wants to prove the fact that Parra's made the wrong decision.
He's a gun. Like,
Yeah,
he's
like-
actually so good.
Yeah, so well, he was the Queensland hooker. You know, he was touted to be the next Queensland hooker until Grant just came and said.
Just a quick one, actually. We've got
Good narrative. Yeah, you go for it.
we got Johan in here.
Yep.
I just actually want to say to you boys, he doesn't have any socials, and he's been playing for 5 years now. Got introduced to you boys. I just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you so much for the content,
Thanks, Johan. Appreciate that, mate.
Legend, thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
and it makes his day. So just wanted to let you know.
Oh, well.
Oh,
So your guns, our podcast.
I'm gonna
Just-
blush.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we finally got to tell you. You should,
Thank you.
if you can, if you're listening, you should leave a review on their podcast.
Thank you,
Let
mate.
them know in there. That'll be nice as well.
Appreciate
I'm sure
that.
they'd appreciate it. There you go. What do we got here?
Jesus, a lot of people.
There's a
waiting
question
the-
here for mid. There's a couple now. Under 700k mid. Do we have like a best option?
Oh, boys, you know I'm in love with AFB right now.
Oh, can we talk about that first?
The leadership, the fitness, the haircut. If you don't pick him, I think you're a little bit silly. His boy's going to average
Do you have him?
60.
Oh, I do have him.
Oh,
I do.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I'm
wait.
going to be 10,000 after round 1.
And he's turned into a bit of a snake, actually. He's literally copied my whole team, but Reed
I
Money.
didn't. Nah, what do you mean? I've got a completely different team. I actually had mine first. If you listen.
Can we?
What a
can we
snake.
Can we sort this out once and for all? What is the AFB? He's gonna average 55 to 60. Where does it come from?
I just think he's what I saw at the back end of last season when he really stepped up as the leader of that team. I just think he's got better players around him this year with Sean Johnson coming in, Reece Walsh a year older. And I think he's ready to be the leader of that team and really step up to be the elite level because we all know he's got the potential. It's just up to him to be fully focused. When I spoke to Justin Morgan and Justin talking about him taking a real big leadership role, that really just sprung it and go, well, he's ready to take the next step.
That makes sense, I suppose. Yeah, he's got that. He definitely is super talented. So it's that extra level of going, I'm a leader, and for me, you've got other guys to do a bit more of the work as well. You got Toad, like once he comes back, obviously not the start, but you got the Aikens, the Katoas to do a little bit more of that work. And they had a bunch of games last year with so many people out, and he was playing 75 minutes. You know, like he had a bunch of those games, for example. I just don't know if he gets those games again unless there's
A few injuries.
And there's, even some of the bigger minutes, like he played 50, 60 minutes a lot of the time and got 40. So like that's where that's my worry of picking him up. I see him averaging what he got last year, for example.
You also have no origin, and he's playing round 13 as well.
Yeah,
There's another
definitely.
sort of factor.
Plenty of
So, like,
benefits to it, but
there is benefits.
Big time. Now, boys, I've got a question here, and
Hey, we can't get them all right. We've got
Can't get 'em all.
to. It'd be good to.
yeah.
all right, boys. We were talking about centres before. Ryan CB, he wants to know Crichton or Penasini, which is a really good question. We kind of covered it, but for me, I'm writing this Parramatta narrative, so I've got to back my boy Penasini. I feel fucking Jesus. He's got a weird last name though.
Penasini.
Oh, there's harder ones out
I
there.
didn't actually until I actually seen someone write it. I didn't actually realise they had penis in it.
Is there how do you say the Warriors centre's name?
I think
Violator.
Violea, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Got a few people will let me know.
Oh, so who was
ended
the
up-
other best? Who was your best mid under 700k?
Actually, I'm pretty interested in Madison at the moment.
Ooh,
That
sell me this
jewel-
narrative,
that
man.
jewel does
I put
actually.
him in my head-to-head team.
Did you? Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah, I'm tempted to possibly trade him down. Actually, you guys help me with this. I'm tempted. I want to bring Burton in.
Yep.
It would be upgrading Bird to Burton, but it would be downgrading Madison to someone. But if you guys aren't on Burton, then maybe we just skip it.
Is Madison
I'll
as
just
a
stick
mid?
with Maddo. Yeah.
I reckon.
Let's stick with the Maddo one.
I reckon you got to keep Bird for the start of the season. I think he's going to explode out of the blocks.
Alright.
Yeah.
Look at that. But the Maddo one, he actually does offload for a starter.
Big
He'll
time.
have the ball.
2 to
He'll
3
be the link man.
2 to 3
Like,
times.
he's a ball playing block.
See,
Like, yeah.
I don't think he will be because of Paulo. Because Paulo plays that role too well.
Makes sense.
Paulo's always been their link, so I don't think that changes. So I think Madison will actually play a little bit more like Tarpany, like Corp said the other day, and have the ability to offload, but he won't be that link man. He just doesn't have it in his game. Paulo's too good, man.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think, he'll still run lines and stuff. Like, he'll be that kind of guy. He'll be, 65, 70 minutes, hopefully.
I might even change it.
150 metres.
Mate, it's not, when you save 100 and something K,
AFB is better than Paulo.
It's not
By
bad.
a long way.
Yeah. Oh, he actually did
I
burn
can't
me.
deal with
He actually
Paulo's
did burn me last
60
year.
minutes for 28 points and stuff like that. No.
and then the next week he'll have 90.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, the inconsistency.
Well, just with Maddo, you think like he's priced at 55, but he's someone who's averaged over 60 for a few years in a row. And he had a rough year last year with the
Yeah.
head knocks.
Are you
If
not
he
worried
does
about-
get done again,
Are
then
you not
that's-
worried about the concussions? It just it worked out
But
risk.
we do have, I could trade straight to Grant. I could trade
Yeah,
to
true.
like
And he's that
It's a
high.
high price.
Yeah.
Boys, good one for you. So Sean Hammond, so he wants to speak about Connor Watson. The reason why is Sam Verrills got ruled out for 4 weeks today.
Great stuff.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So not only is he
Working.
suspended, but now he's out. But he is quite high. Like,
I
Wow.
think he's like 670k. I still think
expensive.
he's just too overpriced for
what Kurt Mann's
a round
gonna be.
4. Yeah, I honestly think he is the new and improved Kurt Mann. I'm sorry, Connor Watson. Kurt Mann.
I don't
I
mind
think
it.
he's already at peak price, and for 4 rounds, you're going to trade someone in for 4 rounds. You trade someone who's going to actually make you some money.
Well, he's similar price to Grant, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I think you hit on the head, Andy. They're just too expensive, right?
He's so smart.
Thanks. It's the glasses. I've had glasses off and I'm an idiot.
Great question here from Travis Ellis, boys. And these two are pretty much head to head. Is DCE or Jerome Hughes? Jamie.
That's so
That's so
I
tough.
looked at that for a while, hey. I was like, who do I just go with one of the top guys?
Mm.
Over 700k. DCE, again, similar to Turbo, had an awesome year. Can he do that again? That's probably the question. Hughes also had an awesome year.
Yep.
Which team's better? Maybe it's something to think about.
Get a coin.
Will Munster step up even more this year? I think he might. Hughes was better than Munster last
He is,
year.
yeah.
There's just a lot of questions, and that's why I've gone for a little bit cheaper to spend a little bit elsewhere. But who are we going to pick?
Well, that's the
Go on a
narrative
limb?
I'm running. I'm thinking
To go on a limb and go.
I'd go DC over
DC.
Hughes purely for that Munster narrative. I feel like, mate, he looks amazing. He's got the hair. He's not drinking anymore. Look, that's what Turbo last year after that race. He quit drinking. Look what he done.
Yeah.
Munster could do the same.
The only reason why I would go Hughes is the fact that I know that Pups will be in our team, and I like connecting players right now. Because I know that a lot of people can't afford the DCE Turbo. I think you need to go both if you go DCE because you're going to profit. Because if you go DCE, you're saying that Manly are going to go hard and they're going to go early and smash everyone. So why would you profit with not having Turbo in there?
Yeah, have both.
Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Turbo's. Can you say Hughes again?
Hughes.
Okay, can we talk about this? There's a couple of words that start with
Yep.
H, and you don't.
I think it's my dad's fault because he had really, because he's from Mauritius, right?
Okay.
And he's got a pretty thick accent at times. I think he puts
Just
shit
passes
on
it
me.
on,
Yeah.
Because there's only a few words, like plenty of other H words.
No, it's because you know what?
Is there
We used to go to
anything
this
with
dentist,
anything
right?
with a U, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he used to call it Dr. Huge, and I'm like, Dad, it's Hughes. you
I
know?
don't want
Okay.
you to change. I actually love it.
Yeah.
You can use that off her now again.
You're more you
Nah, I don't want to
do
do it. Boys, let's talk about Toby Sexton.
Oh,
This is a very interesting one. Now,
you first, please.
what I don't like is the inexperience of the spine, and I think it's only going to get worse with the news that AJ Brimson's going to be missing Sunday. Like, I just do not like. I think this Titans are going to really struggle early.
That makes sense.
He's just he's a young. He's had a couple of games. There's a lot of like Walker is good with a great team. He could be a gun, and he's still cheaper than Sexton, and he's kicking. But Sexton, what's he priced? Like is he more expensive than Moses?
600 on the dot. So
On the
just
dot,
30 under.
just geez, like
Same
if
pretty
you
much
can
the
just-
same as Hines.
If you had the option, you'd surely pick it high. And you can't. I don't know. I just don't like him.
I do understand where people are coming from. They look at the scores last year.
Yeah,
It's his team already.
Yep.
He come in and did it straight away, which is pretty cool. He has the kicking. Brimson is it in doubt as well?
yeah, with
Yeah.
the groin.
Him and Corey Thompson.
They're pretty much
I
scrapped.
just read.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that would have changed much with Toby anyway, but he's just going to do a bit of everything. It's going to be like Hines, Ben Hunt, another one. They're just going to be doing full control of the team, which is never going to be bad. But if they're not going as well, he's going to be doing a lot of defending. Will he miss tackles early? We don't know.
Potentially.
He's only played 4 games, 5 games.
And
It's
the
not
sample's
Yeah.
not the best sample ever.
Like it's not something I could go with straight away, but if you want to, then you do it. Like
Especially when you got
it's
you've
not
got
super
consistency in other positions where you got either cheap halves or someone you know is going to get you a certain score for the price.
Yeah.
Where with Sexton, he's already inflated for the games he's played, but he might have that bottom.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Big time. Jamie, someone from your
yeah, a few
community.
people asking about how do I get Cleary back in. It's not something I've spoken about a lot.
Yeah, to be
And
fair.
It's a great conversation, mate.
It is a good conversation. It's very difficult. The first 4 rounds are so important.
Yeah.
I think anyway. Anytime I've started well, the first 2 rounds, I've made the top 100. It's simple as that. It's just so hard to get back. If you miss a couple of those cheapies or a couple of mid-rangers that are good, you really struggle. And if you're sitting there with Cleary, for example, or sitting there with 300k on where you could put a 350k guy into a 650k guy,
Yeah.
it's massive.
It's huge.
Right?
There's a big difference. That's why they're priced
30
that
points
way.
a week. I did some projections on the 3 teams, and in the People's squad we're going with Grant, and my projections but 30 points less. We're going to score in round 1.
Yeah.
Just on those projections, and that's going to be that. And if you're doing that with, even if it's either keeping Cleary in your team or having 300k on the bench, it's going to be the same 30 points, 25, whatever it is.
And
So
they didn't say round 4.
it could be anything
It
after
could-
that as well. So, but
Well,
yeah,
here's the ultimate
but that's
question.
fine, right? It's just more the plan after that.
Yeah, here's the ultimate
How do we
question.
build to it? Which is hard.
Let's just say round 4, Cleary's back.
Mm.
Are you trading him in straight away? I'm going to wait.
I'd be happy to if I could, but
Yeah.
we probably won't be able to.
You'd have to trade two gun players to pick him in, and he'd come back off shoulder surgery.
Well, yeah, 2 700s to be cash cow and up to him. That's the option, guys. If you might be unlucky, where 2 700k guys get suspended or injured or get COVID, and you can trade up to him. But
It's a major
It's hard.
It's a major issue. He comes back round 4, and we say that we're not going to pick him for 2 or 3 weeks. We get him in round 6 or 7, and then he goes to Origin in round 13, so he plays 6 games.
Yeah.
So the risk reward's probably too high. So really, we're probably waiting until he actually finishes Origin around 18 and trying to figure out how we can actually get him back in.
and
How you burn
many
free
did he,
trades.
how many did he miss over Origin too?
He missed quite a bit because
He's 4
remember he had
games.
his face injury first.
Ah.
And
Okay.
Burton was killing it, so they didn't really need to rush him back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I suppose
I think
O'Sullivan is decent as well. Like he can cover that.
I think
He plays that role.
I think we'll find out after round 1 if they rush him back or not. If they're losing the first 2 games,
Yeah, okay.
I think they rush him back and he plays well. I think that's
very
probably
true.
it.
Well, I think what Penrith figured out last year though is you don't win premierships in the first 10 weeks. They came back from losing the first week of the final, so they don't actually even have to make the top 4. So they can play elimination all the way through. So I don't think they're going to rush him back. The more wins they have in the first 5 games, I reckon the least we see of Cleary. It could be pushed
I
further
agree.
and further back.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun though. That's
Yeah,
I'm loving the fact that he's out.
100%, yeah.
Oh, it's
As
better,
soon as
how
they
much
use-
better is the conversation?
Oh, it's
At
great.
first it was a shock, but then it's just like, no, this is so much better. Everyone's teams will be so much, a lot different. Like,
Yeah.
You're going to have so much versatility.
Big time. Now, boys, let's have a look at Damon De Silva. He's got a great question. We've all loaded up kind of on Billy Smith now, but what is his job security with Joseph Sawali to eventually come back? Jamie?
How crazy is the Momorowski situation?
Yeah.
We thought the centre, possibly kicking goals.
A premiership winning centre.
He's now moved to the
I
wing.
don't understand. What is it?
What? So yeah, if he's placed in the centre position now, it's his spot, surely.
Suali or Smith?
No, Momorowski.
No.
If
Yeah.
he's in centres, it's his spot. He's now been moved. He's a centre.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, if he's been moved to the wing, which means that is Suali's wing. Does Suali come back straight away, or does he still Momo's spot? Why would you put Smith in for a couple of weeks? Would you just do that?
Yeah, wouldn't
I
you
don't
just
know.
put your actual
Or-
starting centre there?
Or
Yeah,
is it the fact
I
that
think
Mom
you've hit it on the head.
can play there?
He's versatile.
Yeah.
Well, I think Billy
There's so
Smith
many
could
narratives
play.
you can run.
Billy Smith could play there, or they could have just went straight with Kevin Nabama. So
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Smithy, I think he's always had a lot of talent, right? He just keeps getting injured, so
the thing with Bomberovsky, he's taller than people think. He's 6'3".
he's a big boy.
Jeez.
So I see him in Cronulla regularly with his missus.
Yeah,
There you go.
good sort.
I was about to say.
Paul is.
Yeah. But I think that might be his place, and it's not a bad place to be outside Joey Manu and probably Luke Keary running that side, right?
And we saw like even Manu played a couple of games on the wing last year, and he got 200 metres a game and 5-6 tackle breaks, and got that 35 and call it in base without, and then he'd rove and get some tries and stuff. So Mom could do that as well. But yeah, Smithy we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
I
so
think his job security is higher than people think.
I'm fine with
Yeah.
Phil picking him. He's 300k. It's cheap.
Yeah.
so are
He
you
has
saying,
upside.
Are
He
you
can still
saying
try.
that Smith, that Momo loses his spot when the order?
No, I don't think
That's
anyone
kind of-
loses a spot. I reckon Suwali needs a season playing against men and not to be rushed. I think he'll come in during that origin period when Teddy's away, when Manu goes back to fullback, and that's kind of his role, and he'll fill in from time to time. Got to remember, he's still only 18 years old.
Yeah.
I think he's 19 now.
Maybe it's just for an injury. Like if there's going to be an injury, he plays then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the simplest way to think
And
about
then
it.
he probably cements his spot if he actually plays well. Because apparently he's got a bit of size and he's been training the house now.
Yeah, but they put a lot of time and effort into Billy Smith over the last 2 years, and he's just had some really bad luck with injuries. So maybe it's time to shine. He had a really good end to the season, so let's hope it's 300k. Can't get much better than that, boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, have you got him in your team?
Hold on. Dark Wang. Ruben Garrick sipping beers on the right. Thought he was supposed to be starting. Thanks, Dark Wang.
Yeah, he's actually quickly going to try.
What were you saying?
I don't know idea.
Do I have Smith?
Oh yeah, do you have Billy Smith?
Put him in the head-to-head one.
Ah.
I've kind of separated a few in different spots.
Yeah,
but,
just spread your.
well, like the classic one, I've gone like overall one myself has gone for a little bit more in the mid-range guys. I've gone Stefano and Arrow, for example. Bird and Aitken, that kind of those mid guys. Whereas the
And then
head
just
to
holds
the head
and
ten, I
shoots.
went more guns and cashies.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see two different strategies. Like whatever works.
Actually, I was surprised to see Arrow on the left edge. I think that's a great edge for him because
Yeah.
Cody's on that side, so there's
Yeah,
always
true.
the chance of the attacking stats going up as well.
Did you like him in the try? I just felt like he's just super. Like he's a great defender.
Mm.
He's gonna get 35 to 40 tackles, and he'll at least get over 100 meters and the odd offload, and maybe a try. Like he should get some nice short balls. He's a good player. He'll learn how to run a good line on the edge. That's where I see the value. I don't see him going down, and he's got dual.
He's no Crichton. Anyway,
No.
like, he's not going to be that sort of X factor breaking plays.
So you imagine he could average 60 like Crichton. I'd be a superstar.
Stop it.
Good question from Luke Edgerton, boys. Thoughts on Spencer Lenu now that the late Penrith bench has changed? That's an interesting one because I looked at him all off season. Just with that injury against Penrith, I really needed to see him play an actual game, and I didn't get to see that, so I've got to hold out on him a little bit.
Yeah, I think you just wait until he actually gets big minutes.
Yeah, look,
He
you've got.
killed me last
yeah.
year. Yeah.
Who you got? Other one, you got Max King, who will probably get a good amount of minutes.
Maxie
You've got-
probably only needs 30, hey?
Yeah, Matt, he'll get 30. He'll score 30 from 30 minutes.
He's got a
Yeah.
PPM, really high
Delightful,
PPM, yeah. So that's a big one. Anything from
Like
your
to-
side there, Jamie?
There's a question of Fermor or Sam Walker. And do we think
Ooh.
playing 6 affects his scoring? 6 or 7 doesn't matter because
Yeah.
Kiri is the man. That's my
Absolutely.
thoughts.
Cooper Cronk actually had a really good interview because he was on NRL 360 last night, and I only just watched just for him at the start because Braith is absolutely horrendous. But Cooper, they actually interviewed Robbo as well. It was actually a really good start to it. And then Cooper Cronk actually, because he's the halves coach, he explained the whole thing, and Kiri will run the show. So for the first 3 tackles, he'll be running it, directing it, and then they'll just depends where they are on the actual field. Will depend on who's kicking. So Sam Walker will see a lot of ball, a lot of kicks, but he'll be out of the play for the first 3 or 4 tackles and then do his thing. But the thing
Probably
with
doesn't matter too much, does it?
what I like about
Doesn't
Sam
mean too much
Walker,
to us, right?
he was so many demerits last year because of missed tackles. He's put on 7 kegs, so I expect Brads and Kiri haven't played together for 2 years. Kiri and Walker have never played together. And you think about the spine about to happen. You got Teddy. You can include Rads because he's easily the best link in the world.
Yeah.
And you've got Kiri and Walker. And then Ferrells is so underrated as well. And then you've got Watson coming in as well. Mate, the amount of attacking that's coming out of this Roosters team is just incredible.
Do you see, right? I know you that we say that about the Dogs, them trying to get a bit of combinations. Do you see the Roosters having the same issue, or do you think there's so much better quality players that don't have that issue?
Robbo, mate. Robbo's
Yeah.
the best coach in the NRL.
Yeah, I suppose you're comparing Robbo to Trent Barrett.
Trent Barrett. But the thing with Walker, his kick meters were really low last year. So it's not like he needs to play like a normal half. So they didn't put that expectation on him. I think he'll be a lot more balanced and he will help out. He'll get some. And they're talking about him goal kicking too.
Yeah, the goal kicking's huge.
So just say he kicks 3 on average, but on occasion, he could get, when the Roosters put points on, he could get 6 or 7 goals a game.
53% in the weekend.
Yeah. But you'd have to think if
What's
he's.
mine? 80%.
Mine was there.
And he's not even
He
kicking.
said he wasn't even kicking
It
at
hurts me
training.
so much he's not kicking.
When you think they've got a full pre-season, they must have got Daryl Halligan in or someone.
Well, if he didn't, he's kicking.
Because,
He's probably said, I want to work on it, I want to be the
100%.
kicker. Like he's claimed it.
yeah,
The Roosters wouldn't
That's
pick
fair.
him for his team if he wasn't that sort of focus driven to be better. So
Yeah.
big time. Boys,
I
let's
think he's
stay.
going to be decent, but yeah, we've got another question or two.
Let's stay on for 5 more minutes. Why don't we grab a couple from your community there,
Yeah,
Jim?
cool. I've got to make sure my teams are sorted out, guys.
yeah, I know.
I need the 10 minutes because I'm panicking a little bit here. Can we just talk about Lomax? He's so good at footy and he's so beautiful.
He is. And he's single now too. Like, I wrote that narrative that now he's not with Jeff Sturgis, that he's going to explode this year.
I thought you-
maybe not on the field, but somewhere.
Someone jumped in my comments earlier today and was just like, surely when Jamie announces his team, Lomax is there. 'Cause he loves him.
Is he?
He's not. I wish. 495k.
Yeah, that's
I can't
pretty
do it.
pricey.
I can't do it. There's too many cheapies. What have we got?
But look, like you said, in draft, you've got to be drafted. Jeez, it's good.
A couple of people asked
the
about.
goal kicking centre.
Big time.
A couple of people asked about Welchie. If you want to talk about him.
Yeah, I just think you pick him to bring you into Origin. Like, I think he'll score somewhere between 45 and 50.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Slightly
expect
better than last year.
Yeah, but at Origin time, because he's a big part of the Origin team for Queensland,
Mm.
that's your time to actually get him out. That's the biggest thing, because I think he made enough money for us last year. So do you want that 45-50 consistency? Because I don't think he's going to be a cash generator this year.
That's fair.
Well, a lot of players played like after Origin coming into the finals. That's when they picked up their game a bit. Playing for the high level of Origin. So you sort of pick those players afterwards. You can wait,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Big time.
Give me people asking Hunt or Moses. A lot of people saying Walker or Man. Why are we not on
Why
Man?
are we not on man? Like, man
He's a lock. He's one of my only.
and why is it Walker or man? Why not both?
Yeah, I said that's us. What else we got? Do you want to quickly talk about Hunt maybe?
Yeah,
Hunt, I
Benny.
find him interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's his team. Like I think of Luke Keary at the start of last year, Townsend.
Mm.
It was their team, and maybe a runner next to him like Lockie Lamb was, or whatever it is. He's just going to do everything. Yes, he loses a little bit in the tackle breaks and the kicks, but
And
the
he's
offloads are there.
No, he's not. He's not.
No,
He's
I'm
just
saying lost his DP.
oh, yeah, that's a big one.
That's
but,
big.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge.
But
Because he would be my hooker. If there was a DVP for Ben Hunt,
100%, yeah.
that would be an easy... And that's why probably I'm off Junior and Lone, because I think Ben Hunt's just going to control everything.
Yeah, none of us have Junior.
I've had him in my team, but look, this last 10 minutes, I've sort of been in and out. So.
Did you change your
Last
team
time-
while we've been
I'm
on air?
No, I did. I'm just looking at Hunt's ownership.
What is it? 3?
3%, so
Yeah.
it's a good pod, but 675, it's just,
I see him just comfortably hitting his average.
yeah. He's not going to
It's
make
a
it.
fantasy show, not a
Oh.
punch.
You read that? I was about to read that one out. That's a good one.
Hey, hang on. ¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, I think he'll at least score his average. And yeah, I'd be a keeper for the year.
What's your thoughts on Russell? Do you reckon Russell will make a bit of coin?
Don't know.
When's Sevo actually meant to be back?
It says,
I heard mid-season.
it says indefinite, so that must be. Yeah,
The last one I heard was mid-season.
So he's going to French rugby or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We have got a new
Vunivalu.
Solomon Nadeki or something, but just getting these Fiji wingers from Fiji.
Yeah.
Flying over.
Big time.
Thoughts?
Ryan Brown, love you guys. Thanks for all the info on the president. Thank you, Ryan. Sorry to cut you off there, Joe.
No, Anthony, thoughts on your massive guns?
We should do a fitness podcast.
Watson or Egan? I'd say probably Egan, because he's cheaper. Or is he cheaper? I think he's just got more job security as a aim and a hooker.
I've got a good one, boys. Jason Vickery, now with the judiciary clean slating everyone, is TPJ a better option than Madison? This is a good one for you. Has this crossed your mind, Jamie?
Just briefly, I saw your thing and then went to work, so I haven't thought about it too much, but it still doesn't mean that he can't do anything stupid now. Like, yes,
Yeah.
they said if he does something little, he won't get in trouble, but
He's going to get a lot of just hand slaps, I think, this year.
I definitely think he's
a lot
going
of
to do
tackle
well.
breaks,
Yeah.
Like if he plays close to 80 minutes, he's going to be a beast.
He could be.
He can
like,
He can have 25, 30 points in one play, right?
He could get Fafita sort of level scores if he pulls his head in.
I'm happy to watch him for a week.
Yeah,
a few
same.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Just one question. See if you guys can answer this. Stefano or Arrow? I have them both literally equal.
Ooh.
I have Aiken and Bird also equal.
Would
I
you
can't-
say
I can't
Arrow
split.
purely for the DPP?
Yeah, that's fair. Stefano maybe more upside.
He's just frustrating to watch, Stefano, because either he is like wound up and he just runs full tilt, or he just does nothing in a game. I think
Yeah.
Joe Arrow, at least he's got pedigree, he's got a good track record, and if anything goes wrong in their mids, such as Cam Murray coming back from a shoulder injury, he'll be locked forward as well. So there's that's where you actually want him, because his performances at 13 in the past has been
For Titans,
yeah, real good.
You think if he plays, do you reckon he might work up to 80 minutes on the edge? I know he hasn't played for a while, but if he does, that's a good player.
I think he's already got 70.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Silla
definitely.
played 72.
Yeah, true.
I spoke to a mate that works at Souths, and JD used to do all the. So Wayne Bennett was the man manager, Demetrio was always the tactical man. So this won't change. So Demetrio liked to have his edges run 70 minutes every week,
Okay.
and that's what the stats back up as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, 70. I think he's definitely undervalued. I think he's a 50 in 70 minutes.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah, big
guys,
time.
we need 10 minutes. to play
All right, boys,
that
we got
game.
one final question. Do you want to take it away, Jamie, or do you want me to get one?
All right, let's just talk about the Fafita Royce Hunt. I think that'll be a good finish.
Andrew Fafita.
Yeah.
He looked fantastic in the trial, but
What do we think of the minutes?
I think he might get 25.
That's not enough for me.
He's over a ppm, but that 25 would be enough.
Yeah, but for other players, you're going to have the same price tag. You know,
I would be more comfortable if they had a utility on the bench. The fact that they've got Sifa,
Yes.
Tolman,
That's
Hunt,
right.
and Fafita,
Yeah.
someone's going to get killed, or
Which
all
one
of them are
gets-
going to get killed.
would you
man.
go?
He has a bunch of games.
And I think
with
Wilton
18,
gets
20
killed
minutes
too.
last year.
I think Wilton gets 20 minutes taken from Sifa.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wilton starts, Sifa takes 20 minutes, he'll do 15 minutes in the middle, and he'll take 20 minutes from Wilton on the edge.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
would you go
That's
Andrew
what I
Fafita or would you go Maxi King?
Max King, I think, because I
Same
think
price.
he's
Yeah.
next. I think he's next up in the rotation. So if an injury happens, I think he'll be starting in the
I think
middle.
people
And-
are just maybe going for Fafita or Hunt over.
The
Like, they're
trial
thinking about
form.
Walters maybe.
Yeah,
I'd be playing Walters, by the way, first round.
yeah.
He didn't play that great in the trial game. He's still got 45. And
Yeah.
He had 2 errors, those crappy passes, for example. He's
Yeah.
going to tackle, he's going to run. But
And
yeah, we're worried about what's going to happen further
Yeah.
rounds. But also, I suppose you got the suspension, the COVID. There's a bunch of things
Yeah.
that he could get
And
more
look,
games.
his dad's a coach. If Jake Larkin can make the team, Will Walters is playing, he's playing number 6.
Actually, listen to what your one with Wacko Whispers talking about Fafita. He's just like his knees are shot. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
will he? Can he play?
Well,
more?
NRL physios
Will he play
kind
more
of-
than 20,
Yeah,
25?
NRL physio's always wanted for the entire preseason. Just like
Okay.
he could go 5 or 6 rounds. Like it is pretty common.
And the problem is he's bottom dollar. Well, not just, but he's not an easy trader. You know,
Yeah.
like you want some certain starters who's going to make a bit of bang, bit of coin. So at least you might be able to trade him out for someone who's low.
Yeah.
Coin.
Big time. All right, let's wrap this up. We've got about 9 minutes before kickoff. How good was this? So good to finally do something in person with you, my
Yeah,
man.
100%. It was good. The flow was awesome.
And I'm sure that
the
we'll do
Zooms
more.
were good, but this is better.
Yeah,
Big time,
100%.
because there's more beers, man.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much, everyone, for jumping on
Big time.
to both streams, the Facebook or the YouTube stream. Appreciate you all, and thanks for a great preseason. Let's get into round 1. Good
Big.
luck to all our players.
Yeah,
Big
good
What
luck
do we got?
to everyone.
Bullymore.
Yeah,
I do have Bullimore tonight.
yeah,
What else we got?
Baltimore.
That's it for me.
I might not have Crichton. We'll see.
Jumping in.
I've got
Keep
7
trying to
minutes.
get out.
I've got 7 minutes.
Yeah, we've got Crichton, Tago. Yeah, be fun.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm excited. Have fun, guys. Good luck to all. I'm seeing a few are there.
So
Both,
listeners,
both
anyone-
channels, thank you for tuning in. Kill it this season, and sorry for anyone that we didn't get to. I know there's a heap of questions, but I'll try and during work maybe I'll try and actually get to a few of these
Hey,
questions.
that'd be too late.
Come
I'm
on,
locked out with
You're
locked out in 10 minutes.
You're commenting on Facebook every 5 seconds anyway, so. And to anyone I haven't replied to on Discord or in the comments, I hope we answered your questions if you're watching. But
All right, guys.
Have fun, guys.
We'll check you soon. See ya. Enjoy the game.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.